it's all gonna come back and bite you in the butt. China to China to China to 3. I was just thinking, I'm up early. It's 7:10 a.m. So it's 4 a.m. in California. And I was just thinking, first of all, I wanted to get in touch with Steve out there in Colorado and see if we couldn't come to some kind of amicable arrangement where maybe he takes down some of the slander that he's put up about my dad and, acknowledges that trolling a grown man's father, who's also another grandfather grown man that doesn't do YouTube, to make the other grown man stop doing YouTube is pretty low, man. It's about as low as you can get. I mean, my biggest strength on this website is just how low these people can get, because I'm LARPing as a sheriff, right? So as I'm looking at these people and they're telling me that this guy is a good person and this guy takes no responsibility for acting psychotic for 10 years online, you're doing a disservice to all American kids 13 and up coming here. And that's what allows me to go on, and year after year after year, you guys all working together, 200 people, a handful of really 50 core miscreant seniors, and 200, let's say, useful idiots. And these 250 people are all over this part of YouTube. It is grimy as hell. So the latest person, last year it was Treach, and last November. Last year it was K Smalls and VOP and Enter the Stars. The year before went to France. Then he started trying to back break some money off of clicks by running with the stories in France 8 hours ahead or 9 hours ahead, and get his stories out before everyone else who's waking up in California 12 hours behind France. So I know what these clowns are up to, and I cut them off at the pass. That's what a good sheriff does. And I can already tell that YouTube has really degraded itself so far from where it was in 2016. When I came to YouTube in 2012, I was about 5 years ahead of the curve, let's say. 5 years better than anyone else, just here with computer people, not with smartphone people. So there's a difference, man. And now what you have is the craziest people in America have smartphones, kids. Obama gave them out free. And these people, they'll do anything. They will say anything to catch a paycheck, kids. Robert Q sent me. Come on, the guy looks like a friggin' ex-tweaker. He looks like a decent dude. If he wasn't triggered, he wasn't talking about Clinton and the babies and all the scandals. And he wasn't talking about Q. His name, Robert Q, sent me. Q is a failure. People, from last May, I put bullets across the bow on Q on May 3rd. By about May 23rd, man, Defango was claiming that Q was made by the people that make Cicada 3301 in a puzzle prior to November 2017 when Q came out. Well, Defango and the boys over at Cicada 3301, Thomas Schoenberger, Defango, Unirock, all those people came out with and ran with the story that Defango solved the Cicada puzzle and received his Spear of Destiny from a cave in I think it was Arizona or Texas or something. He went, did some little spell cast and looked around and found a cave and then delivered the cave to Thomas. And then they ran with the story that the cave is, and the spear is 2,000 years old and it's stolen from here and there. All these freaking stories, this Dungeon and Dragons retardedness. Do you know, people are going to come to YouTube in 5 years. They're not going to want to watch any of this shit, man. This is like day-to-day soap opera drama for computer people, man. And as much as I hate it, man, when I look back, I'm, a little bit responsible for how things are turning out on YouTube, because I'm promising this old dude, Steve, that I ain't leaving till he figures out, a better way to be a human, so that when I go, I don't have to worry that, other people are coming here that are, 10 years younger than me and are getting abused by these same seniors. That nobody, when I came to YouTube, nobody would stand up to these people. Of course, and they would run their game on everybody, and they were believing themselves. I mean, they got so many people entwined in this, it's like a sea of disinformation. Most of the channels that are up above, 200,000 subs, they see all this stuff, kids. They don't get involved because they're reaching for the money, and they don't want to come over here and argue with people that are pointing out that there is a huge problem on YouTube, and it all revolves around the monetization. Now, some people are smart enough to just stay out of it, like they see the madness that Monograph does, the doxing, the hating, and they just go and do something else, and they don't interact with these people. That's what I suggest most people do. What I do is that because of what's happened to me, I know who did it to me, and they did it anonymously in 2016. So now that I know who they are, I mean, I'm really not scared of them. I mean, they couldn't do anything to me when they were attacking me anonymously. Now that I got their names, I mean, I got this guy, Steve. I mean, I could find out his address very easily with his license plate number. Okay. I got this guy, Steve, doing videos for the last 6 months saying he's not all the people that I'm saying he is. Okay, remember he was Roy Mathers? Remember he had his social insurance number was doxed, and he was all freaking out, and he was going to sue Google for $1 million. Remember that? I did videos on that. Remember? None of it was true. He's not Roy Mathers. He's going to court as himself, because you can't. Somehow he got stupid enough to call one of the people that he's been cyberstalking since 2011, this guy Drummer828, and drummer spelled with an R, not an ER. So drum, DRUMR 828. Check out his channel. I mean, you'll see what kind of YouTuber you can become without reaching down back into the gutter of YouTube. Because when you start arguing with these people like I do, I mean, you lose your channels because they don't stop. They're crazy, man. Why do you think I'm doing this? I mean, I am like a moth to the flame with these psychopaths now. Like they sound their alarm. The psychos are coming, man. I go right to the front, man, with my friggin' machine gun or whatever those Germans used to use in the pill boxes. Okay, and they come forward, man, and they get more people. And this Q sent me, and this Kappy, like, the one thing I want to say about Kappy, that, go to Kappy's YouTube channel. He's only got 900 subs. He's been here 2 years spewing all this Pizzagate stuff. He's not popular, kids. Nobody wants to listen to his shit except the people that are triggered listening to their shit. And those are the only people that are talking in the chatter in the bottom. And 8 out of 10 of those people are sock puppet accounts. So Robert Q sent me's back. We got Kappy. Go check out Kappy's channel. Click on the link that he has. You know how people have a PayPal link, how they have a Patreon link on their main channel? There's a link button. Go click on Kappy's, man. It's going to take you to a website Dropbox where they're asking for victim statement stories from kids, man. Kappy's audience is 13 to 23, man. Nobody over 23, when I was growing up, would believe his bullshit, man. Nobody, man. I mean, the fact that people are buying into it is a shame. That's what I'm trying to speak out against. You can't run and tell stories, and I mean, this is the worst thing I've ever seen happen to society. I mean, to North America, man. All this LARPing is really kicking the shit out of people's brains, man. Like, I see people on YouTube, I don't even want to be new people's friends that are coming on. I mean, 4 out of 10 people, just are fucking spun, man. They're just not able to think for themselves. I mean, it's bad, kids. It's bad, man. And you know what? If people that are, 50 don't stand up to the people that are 60, the people that are 40 can't stand up to the people that are 60, that they've got 20 years game on them and that have been using these fucking computers to scam people for the last 12 years. You need somebody that's 60 to stand up to the 60-year-olds. That's how being an elder works. You need someone that's 40 to stand up to the 40-year-olds. You need someone that's 20 to stand down to the 20-year-olds. And this is non-transferable free goodwill. This is non-transferable. I cannot get on and convince 60 or 70-year-old people to listen to me. And I cannot come on YouTube and get in with the 13-year-olds. I mean, and be a normal person and not be some kind of a fucking nut talking about dressing in cosplay, being a grown-up talking about kids, whatever it is. As a man, I refuse to do these things, man, to work for Google, to become a fucking clown, man. I refuse. And, man, I've already won, man. This website is hurting so bad. Wait till you see the new numbers, man. Wait till you see you've seen YouTube lost, $40 billion market share last trimester, and Google's still making money because they're selling. They are redistributing the ad revenue money right now as you speak, and they are not giving a flying nothing about triggered people at home in America making AdSense for conning people into believing they got good content. Google's got a world full of people. A lot of these countries are a lot more civilized than Americans, man, and Canadians. I mean, this is a disgusting Wild West. It's a cesspool over here on YouTube, man. Everybody's striking channels. This happened in 2016 twice, in 2017 once. They call it the purge. And what it is that the main channels that sit around and friggin' rub their bellies and talk to each other about how great YouTube is and how they figured everything out and they're in charge, and if you speak out against them, well, they make trouble for you. They crowd strike your shit with their 50,000 subs. Well, those people have ruined YouTube. Straight up, man. I mean, the Dabu 7s with 400,000 subs, they don't come down here and try and argue with people, try and target strike people. The Pete Santillis and stuff, I mean, they move on. Look, I've been bothering Pete Santilli. He doesn't respond to me, man. I mean, if I go bother PewDiePie and talk about the fact that he's in Freedom Network, he ain't gonna come down and bother with me. So the people that have been bothering with me they're the reason YouTube is so toxic. So, to each their own, man. I'm reaching out to all the seniors. Talk to Monty. Get him to come clean, man, and apologize or figure out his shit. Cyberstalking people's I am creators' families offline is off limits. And let's move on, man. China to China to China 3.